Good evening, everyone. It is October 26th, 7:46 p.m. here in Vegas. Um, there's a article that was posted by the staff of Redoubt News at redoubtnews.com that the U.S. Attorney Maury sinks deep in the swamp. Subtitle, it is amazing that Klayman never bothered to ask who directed them to shred documents. Klayman is the gentleman that investigated some claims that were made about the destruction of documents and stuff. But here's the article. It says that Judge Gloria Navarro surprised the defense team in the Bunkerville standoff trial by allowing them 3 days of testimony in an evidentiary hearing with a fourth day promised. The hearing has focused on the shredded documents found after the protest in 2014. These documents are thought to contain exculpatory evidence or evidence that would aid the defense. In a surprising ruling, Judge Navarro allowed disgraced BLM agent Dan Love to be questioned for a full day on Monday. Love was obviously set up at the officials in the DOJ, overriding his authority as the incident commander. Love dropped a bombshell implicating former U.S. Attorney Daniel Bogdan in the decisions to release cattle, bringing an end to the protest of the BLM cattle impoundment in 2014. However, the implications were that Bogdan may have been planning to entrap the defendants into this prosecution. Tuesday brought testimony from Kent Klayman, investigator for the Bureau of Land Management. Klayman was in charge of the investigation of the shredded documents. During Klayman's testimony, it was revealed that acting U.S. Attorney Steve Maury not only asked Klayman to investigate this issue, but set the perimeters and directed the course of the investigation. This puts a large conflict of interest stamp on Maury's forehead. Maury made repeated attempts to shut down this testimony, calling it privileged. Yet, it continued with more details. It would seem that when the original motion was filed by the defense in October 2016, Maury called Klayman at that time to determine what happened. Klayman then spoke with Maury at least weekly for the next year, discussing all aspects of the investigation. During the investigation, Klayman admitted that he did not talk to all the principals involved in the event. This investigator testified he was told of a hurried, shredded event, yet never bothered to ask why they were doing the shredding, though he was told that command staff were assisting. In light of this knowledge, it is amazing that Klayman never bothered to ask who directed them to shred documents. Maury continued grasping at straws in his attempt to shut down his testimony, as he played with semantics in his attempt to protect the witness and distract from facts. BLM communications specialist Tony Szymanski testified that there was no shredding done on April 12th as the personnel just grabbed their stuff and left the area. She also testified that Nadia came with Klayman to question her. Szymanski nodded towards AUSA Nadia Ahmed, seated at the prosecution table when she said her name. This would indicate an even deeper involvement by the U.S. Attorney's Office into this quagmire of a deception. How far did the U.S. Attorney's Office go with this? Did they set the specific events to directly allow for prosecution of the protesters? At the end of the three-day hearing, attorney Ryan Norwood, who represents Ryan Payne, pointed out that the testimony of Klayman disagreed with the testimony of Szymanski. Klayman testified that some of the shredding took place in a hurried and panicked manner on the last day of the BLM's operation, while Szymanski testified that the shredding on the last day, if any, had been quite calm and limited. This led Judge Navarro to order yet another day of fact-finding on the subject. The evidentiary hearing will continue on Friday, November 3rd, with additional witnesses. Thus, the hearing on the motion to dismiss the entire case will continue after the jury is selected on Monday through Wednesday, October 30th through November 1st. How deep does this swamp go? Well, that's a great little article. So you have an investigation being done by a BLM investigator, but then you have the district attorney that is, deciding the scope of that investigation and the direction of it. I don't know, guys. Sounds pretty sick to me. But it was a great article. I wanted to put that out there for you guys, just in case you didn't already know about it. I think a lot of people that have posted updates of court have kind of alluded to the U.S. District Attorney Steve Myrie involvement in this, but I don't think they got as deep as this article did. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hope you guys are having a good evening. I'll talk to you later.